Hi, friends. Jeremy Knight here, pastor at St. Paul's United Methodist Church. Just want to hang out with you for a couple minutes and talk to you about some fun things that are going to be happening, some meaningful things, some opportunities in the month of September that we really want you to consider being a part of. Not just those that are connected to us, that are members here, that are longtime attenders, but those within our community, those that find their way to us through St. Paul's Christian School or just our neighborhood. I want you to be aware of some of these things because I think that they would interest you. You know, there's no shortages of churches here in the Ocala area. We all drive by them all the time. There's different expressions, there's different denominations, and for some of us that can be somewhat disorienting. Why are there so many different perspectives? Why did this church break away and start this church? And it's easy to get kind of overwhelmed by that, or to be kind of dismayed by that, or be turned off by that. And some of that is warranted. But it also begs the question, what do these particular faith traditions have to offer that may be a little bit different? Well, you're in luck. In the month of September, we are going to reclaim, remember, and maybe for some of us be exposed to for the first time what our particular faith expression. We are a United Methodist Church connected to thousands and tens of thousands of churches throughout the world that have come from a Wesleyan tradition. What do we have to offer? What is different about us? Not that we are any better, not that we have cornered the market, but we have this beautiful tradition. We have this beautiful heritage that helps us understand really beautiful things, not only about the mystery of God and the pursuit of knowing and loving and experiencing God, but what does that mean in practice, and how we, as we are called to be disciples of Jesus Christ, how we live into that. There's a lot of deep beauty in our tradition that I want to share with you. St. Paul's wants you to know about. So here's what we're going to do in the month of September. We're going to spend 5 weeks very intentionally talking about not the width and it would take us forever to address all of the beautiful things about our Wesleyan tradition that makes us a little different, that gives us a little bit nuanced perspective. But we're going to focus on 5 particular things. First, we're going to focus on what is the ethos, what is the main motivation, what is the core fuel to this particular movement, this Methodist movement that was birthed from the Church of England many years ago by primarily John and Charles Wesley. That's why we call the Wesleyan tradition or a Wesleyan movement. What was it about then that really still continues to inform us today? What is the ethos? What is the secret sauce that really makes this thing go for us? What is the thing that is at the heart of everything we do and should be at the heart of everything we do? We'll also talk on the second week about our love, our reverence for, and our engagement with the Holy Scriptures. Our movement, the Methodist movement, led by, like I said, John and Charles Wesley. John called himself a person of one book. He was very knowledgeable, he studied. He was a scholar at Oxford. He read lots and lots of books, but he called himself a person of one book. And we'll talk about what that means and how we live reverently and engage Scriptures with a lot of reverence, yes, but with a lot of respect and love and the adoration that we have for the gift of the Holy Scriptures. We'll talk about that and how that leads us forward. The third week, we'll spend some time talking about what it means to live actively in our faith. To not just come into beautiful places like this, right, for a certain amount of time, one day or 2 days a week, but that faith actually is a lived faith. What does it mean to actually live into our faith that is active? That's not just an obligatory thing, but it's actually active. This is when we'll talk a little bit about how we were birthed from a reformer. The reform that was needed in the institutional church led to us. And we've got to reclaim that, friends. And then we'll talk about how in our particular tradition, we believe very strongly in the embrace of all people. All people. And we use that word embrace because it really does capture what we best understand Jesus to have done, to embrace all people. You know, when the Methodist movement began, they practiced this embrace of all people. And primarily, when we study and we look back at this beautiful time that has so much shaped and informed who we are, now we practice our faith, the embrace of all people was most commonly the embrace of people that were in the margins of life, those that were unseen. And so what does that mean for us? To be practicing Christians in such a way and in a tradition that really needs to be mindful of those that are invisible to most. And lastly, we'll spend some time talking about how we are a missional church, a missional movement, that we care about the ills of the world, that the gospel is not just for us, but the gospel is for all people and for all creation for that matter, and that we have to reclaim that we don't just come and into a place and to feel good about ourselves, to be consumers, but that we are actually missional, that we have something to give, we have something to offer, and we go forth from this place to offer it. As John Wesley said, he believed that the world was his parish, and we, as those that follow in the tradition that he helped lead and helped reform, we have somewhat of a responsibility to really see the world as our parish as well. I pray you'll come and hang out with us. Maybe for you, the first step is just to be here on Sunday mornings, to be part of worship and to hear more about that. But I want to also encourage you to step in a little bit deeper, to step into a short-term, 5-week small group experience. We're going to offer 3 particular small groups. They're going to be led by myself and other trusted leaders, where we're going to talk more in depth about some of these ideas. Those will happen 3 different times each week, and we're going to invite you to sign up for one of those. The first option is on a Sunday evening. It'll be 5 p.m. It'll meet here at our fellowship hall. That particular session, that Sunday evening session, will also have nursery available for those ages 5 and younger. The second opportunity is a Wednesday evening. It's 5:30 p.m., also in the fellowship hall. And then the last one that'll be available to you is Thursday mornings at 10:30 a.m. here on our campus. All right? We pray that all of us would take the step and be a part of that. No matter where you've come from, no matter your level of connection with us, it is something that interests you about your own growth, about being reawakened to some of these beautiful, beautiful, deep theological and practical things that faith traditions like ours can offer. We pray that you come. All right? If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You'll see linked in whatever way you receive this video, you'll see a link below where you can get to that sign-up sheet. It is found at spocala.org/rooted. All right? Grace and peace to you all. Can't wait to see you very, very soon.